All right, I am excited to play with this metronome because I know I should play along with a metronome. Here we go. You guys, playing with a metronome doesn't mean just playing at the same time as the metronome. I know you know that. This video, welcome to the Ukulele Club channel, by the way, I'm Kalani. This video is for a lot of you out there who are struggling with your rhythm and timing and playing in time. And if you're not sure if that's you, make a recording of yourself playing along with a metronome. You can get them on your phone, apps, whatever, or an old school one. And then listen back to it, or have somebody else listen back to it and let you know, am I playing in time? So why is this important? It's super important for the quality of your music, if you're accompanying people, if you're modeling, of course, you guys know that. So I'm not singling anybody out, but I teach a lot of people, and a lot of them are music teachers, and some of you have great time. And some of you need help, and that's why I'm here. So I'm a percussionist first and foremost, and transmuted over to the ukulele, so it's not as much of an issue for me, but I want to share with you some things that work for me and that work for my students who are struggling with playing in time. So let's go. One of the things that I'd like you to notice, I'm going to play along with this click for real right now, and I want you to notice just my arm movement, my strumming hand movement, and what I'm doing as I play different types of strumming patterns. What did you notice? So I'm hoping that you noticed that my arm was moving pretty much in a reciprocating motion. Why? Because this is a big takeaway, you guys. Get ready. Are you paying attention? Put down your drink. Focus. Strumming is drumming. Are your heads explode? Strumming is drumming. And why do I say that? Well, look. All right, it literally is. It's okay. I don't mind that guitar players and ukulele players stole a technique from us drummers. It's fine. There's plenty to share. We're here to support one another. So you guys can steal this, but that's what it is. So what do we do from there now that we've established that as an undisputable fact? Why is that important? Well, it's important because as we're strumming, it's easier to maintain a steady reciprocating motion, right? Rather than doing what I see some people do, which might look like this. Right, which is just doing one strumming action for any part of a rhythmic strumming pattern, which I don't recommend. It's harder, you're not gonna sound as good, and it looks kind of weird. And if your rhythm has an odd number of beats, like let's say there's an odd number of strums in the bar, like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then every other bar you're starting on a down strum or an up strum, and it's just really weird. You guys, don't do that. Stop it. Stop doing that. What are you going to do instead? This. So you're just going to practice. Actually, I would recommend just starting with this, down strums, but you're going to bypass the up strum, right? So you're still doing down, up, down, up, down, up, but you're just touching the strings on the down. And then you can start from there. You can start to do a little bit of patterns, fancier stuff. Maybe down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Now, that's a good way to learn different strumming patterns, but that's not the focus of this lesson. Playing in time is. So why is that important to playing in time? It's just easier to establish a motion. First of all, you want to stay in motion, right? Because of the physics, whatever it's saying. And then if you fill up a space, and I'm going to credit some Dalcroze teachers I had, David Frago, with this idea, because that's who I got to go to a session with for Dalcroze. But one of the things they did was they had a rhythm thing that filled up, I think we were using neckties. It filled up a space with the motion. So you're not doing these kind of jerky motions. You're just doing this cycle. And when we play slower, our rhythm, our movements, our rhythmic movements are going to be larger. And then as we speed up, of course, they can get a lot smaller, but they're still kind of filling up that whole space. And I also like that aspect of it. Now, I'm going to leave you with one other gigantic tip that I think will help you. And that is, rather than you set a metronome tempo and then go to try to play to that, which of course there's nothing wrong with that. We need to do that if we're learning a piece or playing a piece that has a certain feel. For those of you who want to make it as easy as possible on yourselves to play with a metronome, and when I say with the metronome, I mean to the metronome, all right? It's not simultaneous, it's synchronized. What you can do is sit down, get comfortable, get your ukulele, and find a rhythm that feels good for you, you know, that you would like to strum to. And it might be slower or faster than this. I'm just doing this right now, and I'm talking to you and just kind of noodling, right? And then I end up here. So now I take that and I tap the tempo. A lot of these apps or metronomes, they have a tap tempo, not a temperature, multifunction. They have a tap tempo feature. So then go to the metronome. I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to tap, 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 tap. So now it says 119. Let's just bump it up to 120, just because we're, you know, particular. And now I'm going to play that disco tempo or march tempo. Right? So why did I do that? Well, instead of me going to the tempo, now I've brought the tempo to me. I went out there and I said, get over here, you tempo. And I started with something comfortable for myself. How do I know it's comfortable? Because I just did it naturally. All right. And, you know, for those of you who are not finding a natural tempo, I don't have any more advice for you at this point. Maybe start with a walking tempo. But just find something comfortable, and that could be different from day to day or throughout the day. It's okay. So, but just use that idea of bringing the metronome tempo to you so that you give yourself the best chance of staying with it. And then finally, we're almost done here, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Make a recording of yourself and listen back to it and be honest and just evaluate yourself and focus on the areas you need improvement, keeping in mind that you could make it easier on yourself in a number of different ways that I just mentioned, all right? So I hope this is all helpful, and if you're interested in ukuleles like this one, go to parapole.com and look for the Parapole Classic Ukuleles by Enya, and if you'd like to learn more from me and support my work, you can go to teacherspayteachers.com and get the Ukulele Club multimedia resource, which includes a book, audio, and video files. And I appreciate that. It's a great resource. But so are you. So teach yourself. And I hope all the music you play is rhythmic and it feels good and you feel good about yourself because you're becoming the musician that you aspire to be, which is a lot like, no, I'm kidding. All right. If it's been helpful, you guys leave your kind and helpful comments below. Help each other out in the comments, and feel free to reach out with questions and requests. Thanks for visiting the Ukulele Club channel. I'm Kalani, and I'll see you soon.